Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Treasury and IRS issue final regulations on the deduction for qualified transportation, fringe, and commuting expenses. IR 2020-275, December 9th, 2020, Washington. The Treasury Department and Internal Revenue Service issued final regulations. There's a link to those final regulations here on the deduction for qualified transportation, fringe, and commuting expenses following changes made by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the TCJA. The 2017 TCJA generally disallows deductions for qualified transportation, fringe, QTF expenses and does not allow deductions for certain expenses of transportation and commuting between an employee's residence and place of employment. These final regulations address the disallowance of the deduction for expenses related to QTFs provided to an employee of the taxpayers, including providing guidance and methodologies to determine the amount of QTF parking expenses that is non-deductible. The final regulations also address the disallowance of the deduction for expenses of transportation and commuting between an employee's residence and place of employment. Updates on the implementation of the TCJA can be found on the tax reform page of irs.gov. There's a link to the tax reform page here. There'll be a link to this in the description.